Well, hello once again from makingmoneyfromjunk.com. We've got a little bit more vintage electronics here today. Found these in one of the piles of things we bought and just thought you might find these interesting. Here's the what these do is they're old settings, and you just flip the switch and it's called a thumb wheel, and you'd make the change. This one happens to count up to let's see how far it goes, 15, so from 0 to 15, and they happen to probably go in several of these in one setting, and they would go along a big long bank of something. Anyway, we saw there was a little bit of gold finger on there, and we thought, well, we'd snap those off and move on. But then we decided, let's tear into this thing just a little bit, see if it's worth going on into. And when you take the screws out, and then the back comes off here and one side comes off, and you got this little green board on the thumb wheel, and then just take a screwdriver and we just put it in there and just pop that out, and then what we get is a little board like this. And look at that, nice lot of gold on there. Of course, it's all gold plate. We all know that. Every time we say gold in these electronics, we're talking about gold plate. But anyway, it's stuff that the refiners can bring out. It's gold, and gold is gold where you find it, as they say. So this is a pretty good example of go ahead and tear into something and see what you might have, because you never know when it might be really good. And then up against that was this wheel, and that's what was making the contact. As you turn this, these connectors would contact in with those connectors. You see how that worked? And so these also have gold on them. Now it may look like that's all gold, but it's mostly just copper, or perhaps a brass, but I think it's just copper in here. And kind of hard to see with the camera, but trying to get it turned around, and maybe right there you can see those tips are gold. So you want to chop those off, and then you're going to have little tiny pieces like this, and those go into your gold reclamation file or pile, as well as these do. And your refiner will tell you if they can put those together, or if they want them separate. These might go in as gold-plated pins. They're going to be real low reclamation, but, well, anyway, you need to talk to your refiner and find out how they want them. I generally throw everything in one bucket and then let the refiner sort it out. That's the way I've found to do it. What else is in this box? Well, in these there's quite a bit of plastic, and of course that's all recyclable. This is brass. And then these are the metal screws, and they just go in your tin or the metal bucket, and they pay a little bit for that. And then these kind of things, you could go ahead and drill those out and take the time to do it, but once I cut off the little gold ends, I'm just taking these and throwing them in my breakage pile, because it's just not enough work for me to clean it up and call it good plastic, and there's a little bit too much plastic to throw it in with the metals. So I would throw this into what I'd call just a breakage pile, and your scrapyard will tell you what you're going to be able to get for that. So we've got in here, we've got the breakage, we've got the metal, we've got the plastic, we've got brass, we've got, oh, these are little clips that hold that wheel in when you pull it apart. I forgot to tell you about that. This little clip is solid copper, so that's nice. It's a nice little bit of copper. There's only one in each one of these. That happens to come out of a couple of them. So you've got a little bit of gold, and you've got the board with the gold on it. So it's a pretty nice little haul for this one little piece of vintage electronics, little thumb wheel, and it's all making money from junk. Every little bit counts. Add all that up. It's a great hobby, you know, to be collecting this gold. If you can find enough of it, you might even make a living out of it. But there's a lot of money to be made out of making money from junk. Go get the ebook, makingmoneyfromjunk.com. We'll look forward to hearing from you real soon.